Since this, there was no message delivered other than the threats that he has. The Libyan people wanted to hear 4 words today. 4 words. I am stepping down. That's it. Those 4 words. And he failed to deliver on those words.
Not only did he fail to deliver them, he basically laid down a campaign of future action. Not only was there threats of violence on the one hand, let's just talk quickly about the substantive elements that he did bring up, such as they were, because they were in many ways just fleeting references. He said tomorrow a new administration will be formed, municipalities, people's authorities, and he said Libyans can have whatever constitution or legal system that they want. And he said his son will address the media and give more on this. What can he do that will satisfy?
Well, the interesting thing is that there is no reach in Libya. Most of the cities in Libya are not under the control of Gaddafi anymore. So when he says, tonight go do this or tomorrow do this, it used to be, there was a time in Libya where when Gaddafi had a dream at night, he translated it to law in the morning. And he had thugs and people around that would carry out his wishes. That is not the case anymore. Gaddafi actually is now barricaded probably in his own rat hole in Bab al-Aziziyah, unable to get out and go anywhere. That is the reality that he is refusing to admit and to accept in Libya today.
I mean, let's just step back for a moment and consider the existing state of Libyan government, because it's not a traditional form of parliamentary or party political democracy here, is it? He's set it up and has spent many decades setting it up as some sort of socialist ideal. The country is already governed by committees, municipalities, local devolution of power all around the country. So within this context, what he has told us today, these few lines, doesn't really seem to amount to change at all, does it?
No, there is no change. And he doesn't actually, he's not advocating change because he wants to maintain power. And he still thinks that he can maintain power. So he is wishing that things would remain the same to a large extent so that he can continue to consolidate power in his hand. He's alluding also, he's setting up his son as somebody, as a spokesperson, as the front end of this. He's going to go out and talk to the media. He's going to go out and talk to the other diplomats and so on. He is setting up his son, telling, in fact, those that he thinks may still have any respect for his son, that listen, I'm going to have my son who would have a major role in this. He's going to be the front man. He's going to be the leading man. Well, his son lost all credibility, if he ever had any. He lost any credibility he may ever had 2 nights ago.
So the net result of all of this then, you think, will be what?
We've just watched a lunatic rant and rave for more than an hour and a half. A man who is total loss of reality and touch. This man, we probably have seen this person for the last time rant and rave and has this much airtime. This regime, again, I say it, is done. This is a time when we have seen Gaddafi for the last time do what he does.
All right, well,
insult the world.
Let's wait and see. Let's get another perspective. Ibrahim, for the moment, thanks very much indeed. Let's get another perspective now from London. A Libyan journalist and writer, Ashur Shamis, is live in our studio there. Ashur, thank you for being with us. You just heard Ibrahim Jibril there saying Gaddafi is out of touch with reality and this is the last time he addresses the world. Do you go along with that?
He is definitely out of touch. He is, for the first time, there is no orchestration, there are no groups, there are no people shouting, and the few people behind him are very, very small number, are his sons and the people around him. The first person to come up to him and kiss him is his son Saadi. He's one of the sons that is at the moment in charge of defending him. It's a desperate effort. It's a mentality of a bunker mentality.
Well, you say it's a desperate effort. What do you think he was trying to achieve with that?
Well, he thinks he still has power, and if he says something, you know, people will listen to him. In normal times, you know, a few months ago, when Gaddafi gives a speech, nobody listens. Nobody takes any notice of what he says. So how can they take notice now there is no way that people will take notes of the things he talks about and the ideas he throws about. It's a very rambling speech, contradictory, and he gets into these fits of anger and rage, you know, shouting at the wall. This is a mentality of a man who's not sane.
Certainly plenty of that, but he also included in that some very explicit and some fairly brutal threats of punishment against those people who are conducting this uprising. You don't think that's going to strike any fear into the hearts of the people out on the streets?
I don't think really the people are frightened anymore. But of course, I think his intentions are to use force, and that is a serious intention. We must take it seriously because he has the firepower, and he is losing. So he is. It's a last battle for him.
All right.
It's a last battle for him. So he used everything, and he will kill a lot of people. But I think he knows that his days or his hours are numbered. There's a shades of Saddam Hussein, the last days of Saddam Hussein on him. Although
let me stop you there for a minute, because I just want to play this quote from Gaddafi. He picked up the famous Green Book from Libya and began reading from some of the criminal statutes and threatening protesters with the death sentence under the circumstances outlined in that Green Book. This is what he had to say.
Those who commit crime against the army
يعاقب بالإعدام كل من زود حكومة أجنبية واحد عملائها.
Anybody who shall be handed the death sentence who works for a foreign country
ويتعلق بالدفاع عن البلاد
that undermines the defense of the country.
مش ذنب الأطفال، نحكي هنا ذنب الحي اللي وراء الأطفال اللي يضحكوا عليكم، اللي حيكونوا
We not blame the youth.
يبكون ويرفعون أيديهم ويقولوا سامحونا.
And when they are caught and prosecuted, they will be begging for mercy, and this time we will not be so merciful. We will not be forgiving.
They will be begging for mercy. Ashur Shamis in London. You said a moment ago that you think this is the end of Gaddafi, but it looks very much like he intends to go down fighting.
Yes, he's going down fighting. His sons are with him. You know, the whole, the sign of all we are witnessing a massacre, which will be a massacre of him and his children. If somebody turns against the regime, that's where the fighting will start. He is also intending to use firepower and ammunition in other parts of the country to you know, as a show of force to the people. But I think it's all desperate situations.
What are the phrases?
The Green Book quoting